The wrong relationship will ruin your life. I'll take it a step further. The wrong relationship will ruin your life and everybody else around you. When people are incompatible and they come together, they not only ruin their family's life, they ruin their friends' life, they ruin the people around them in terms of their community, they disrupt individuals at their jobs, and honestly, the worst part about it is their children. When two people that are not supposed to be together come together, it's just bad all around. Now, the right relationships, when people build together and work together and they're compatible and they really look at it as a partnership, they really help people grow and they really help build the world. We live in a day and age where everybody just wants to date for the fun of it. They like somebody, they see somebody, they message them, they invite them out, they talk, whatever it might be, and they're not compatible, but they still insist on being with one another because that's just the nature of what it is. They chase love so much, and they don't realize that love is not what makes a relationship. Compatibility is. But I'm here to caution you on the wrong relationships. The majority of guys I know that are in jail right now, okay, I know a few, they're in there because of women. They're in there because they did something crazy, because they were in love, they had to get even with somebody. It was never just a bank robbery gone wrong. It was typically done in the pursuit of a woman. And if you really, really, really think about it, when guys are trying to get money and scam and do all this kinds of stuff, they're trying to get that stuff because they want to impress women, have women in their life, and so on and so forth. Is that wrong? No. Obviously, I want to impress the women that I have in my life. I want to make them feel proud of who I am. But when you go about it the wrong way, that's where it really becomes very toxic. And a healthy woman, a good woman, is never going to like a guy that's involved with that. Vice versa as well. Okay? If you're involved with a girl and she's doing stuff that's not necessarily good for her in an effort to impress you or make you proud or acquire some kind of stability, it's not good either. But most people don't understand how severe being in the wrong relationship can be, not only for your financial health, but for your emotional health as well. You're in the wrong relationship, you're traumatized for a long period of time. I remember my breakups. There was months and months and months where I was completely unfunctional. I couldn't do anything all day. I would sit in my apartment. At one point I had a penthouse. I was just sitting there being sad. Nobody could get access to me. I was always upset. People were trying to call me about business. I was not answering. My profits, my financial stability went down to shit. The trust that I had in my employees went down to shit. The people that work with me, that were my partners, they didn't like me anymore. A lot of things went bad just because some girl decided to cheat and break my heart. Now, this is bad because I was not equipped mentally on how to deal with it. But also, I chose people that weren't good for me. I'm not saying it was her fault, even though she did something bad. It was my fault because I chose to be in that relationship. You have control of the relationships that you have in your life. The only thing you don't have control of is really your upbringing and your parents. And I would argue that having a picture-perfect family is actually going to hold you back and give you a disadvantage in life, because coming from a broken family, coming from people that aren't necessarily where they need to be, it can show you what you should not do in life. For example, my father passed away when I was young. He didn't have life insurance. He didn't have the stability that we needed to have as a family, and it caused me and my mom to go through some very difficult times. It was also just a difficult time in general because my mom didn't know a lot about working and being active in the workplace and providing for a son. We didn't have a lot of family that we could rely on here in the States. So you've got to understand that it put me at a disadvantage, but that disadvantage motivated me to become successful today, do the things that I'm doing, and I never want to be in a position where my child has to suffer if I'm not here. I want to create enough financial stability so my future wife, my future kids will never have to worry, God forbid, if I'm not here anymore. This is things I've learned from being in a disadvantaged situation. If you're in a picture perfect home and everything is given to you, everything is handed to you, you may not have the tools to really deal with difficulty when life approaches you with difficulty, or someone cheating on you because you've never had anything bad happen to you. My point with all of this is, if you're getting into a relationship, make sure it's the person that you would want your son and daughter to date. Make sure it's somebody that you would be proud to put out in the world and be filmed with 24/7 on TV. All your fights, all your arguments, all your dysfunction, make sure you'd be okay with that. And for some of you, for most of you, you would say, I don't want our fights to be on TV, but what if they were? What if they were? What would everybody around you say? You really got to think about this stuff. Most people jump into relationships and they just think that, oh, I'm going to date somebody for fun. Fuck the fun. Fuck the nonsense. Fuck all that. Date someone because they make sense for you, they're a good partner for you, and ultimately they can create a stable life with you. The person that you choose is the person that you sleep with, not the person that you actually date. It's the people that you sleep with and engage with and really spend a lot of time with. So in a realistic sense, the people that you're around a lot are the people that you're dating. Whether it's your business partners, whether it's your friends, you're in a relationship with them in a sense, not an intimate, but in a relationship with them to build and to grow. So every single relationship that you have is going to either build you or hurt you. And you've got to really take an analysis, take inventory of the relationships you have. But the wrong relationships will ruin the world, ruin your family, ruin your community, ruin your children's health, so on and so forth.